I've been doing more work on my Nissan.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
In this one we make a start on the BMW gearbox conversion, finish up a couple of things from the handbrake assembly, and find one thing on the car that almost led to the whole thing going up in a big ball of flames. So there's holes up there at the where the handbrake cables mount to, but because it's our 33 cables I think they're a little bit short, so I'm going to have to make some sort of little adapter that bolts on and then mounts the cables a bit further forward. That's the SR25 speed, so that's got to come off to put the BMW one on, and the adapter plate, and then yeah, I'll whip the exhaust off while we're at it, and the prop. And then with the BMW box and the adapter plates, I think it's like 20 or 25mm thick, so it comes out here. So with the BMW box and the standard BMW mounts on that box, they come to like about here. So hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to whip up a bracket to bolt to the stock positions and yeah, call it a day. But we'll see when we actually get to that point. Don't drink that, it's not a tasty drink. It's not a tasty drink. Two back holes are where the cables would usually mount, and then the front two holes are where they actually mount, obviously, as you can see. And it just makes it that little bit closer to reach the joiner. So yeah, now that's done, we can move on to the gearbox stuff. I'm all the way deep in a hole, applying and bending my fingers. The bolt doesn't even come out. What if I tilt this down? So that's where I'm stuck. It's all disconnected, but it won't actually stop hitting the transmission tunnel, so I need to somehow tilt the engine back now. These are all things that I should have just anticipated and done ahead of time, but I tried to avoid doing it, and now the problems are even more annoying.
An expert at cutting corners.
Okay. So basically that was a perfect example of deciding not to do things that you should probably just do because you're going to end up having to do them anyway, but then because you didn't do them to start with, they're much harder to do because you basically put everything in a much more awkward position than if you just done it properly right from the start. This is the second light and flywheel that I've bought that I've used like once and then getting rid of because I bought one for the NC. And then yeah, this is a brand new SR21 and got to get rid of that now. And I've got another SR20 light and flywheel over on the shelf, which I've also got to get rid of. So yeah, this is annoying. Cars, eh? I've just had to order new SR20 engine mounts because my engine is still currently resting on 3 hockey pucks each side, and obviously that's not going to work very well when it comes to putting a different gearbox up and making mounts and stuff and making sure everything's all lined up in the right place. Yeah, just another thing forgot to do. So yeah, there you can see there's just 3 hockey pucks up there and a bit of a bodge, so I'm going to redo them as well, because I can't really redo everything that's really nice and then still use hockey pucks for engine mounts, can I? In the meantime, I've got my adapter plates put on, so that adapts this part of the block and everything to the BMW gearbox, and then I've got adapter flywheel and all that stuff to go in after, but for now I'm just going to put that in because I need to line up the box and it might have to come on and off a couple of times while I'm making the prop and all that kind of stuff. So this is the second one that's made for me because the first kit got lost and I had to wait for another one to be made. Not Adamat's fault, it was the courier just happily losing things as they do, because they really care about your parcels.
That's one way to sort parcels, I suppose.
A little bit gammy in there. Nice. But the starter thread's a bit shitted, so I might have to get a longer bolt.
Nice.
Whoa! Give me the heebie-jeebies, actually. Premium engine mount removal.
Dismount!
They've been in the car for like a long time, since like 2015, 2016 maybe. Look at them, mint. You could actually still play hockey with them.
You play hockey, Dan?
I'll give it a go. I went and saw ice hockey in Austria once, because I've obviously made everything fit with the hockey puck mounts in mind. I bet I'm going to put these on and there's going to be loads of stuff that needs moving, like drain lines and stuff. And all the exhaust I spent ages meticulously making, and now I've changed the gearbox and the rear subframe, so it was quite tight to those things. So, oh well. So sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. Fucking way she goes.
It's the way she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes it doesn't. She didn't go. It's the way she goes.
This is my oil drain from the turbo, and while I was doing the engine mounts I noticed that it somehow stuck itself to the manifold. The heat had melted eventually through the coating, the outer sleeve, and then the braid on the hose itself had actually melted and stuck itself to the manifold. So I can't imagine this was very far away from being on fire. I'm just very glad I noticed that before going for a rip and then just going, there's a big fire in the front of my car. Wow, wow, wow. But I mean, to be fair, goes to show how good the heat sleeve is, because it was literally touching a manifold while it was redlining in like full boost. And
it's got to be like 600 degrees, surely.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. She's got to give it a bit of a smack.
Always give it a smack till it works.
I had a customer talking to me and he called me a real N-word. Like, in a nice way. He was like, oh, you guys are real N-words. Yeah, something like that. And I was like, can you say that? And he was like, yeah, it just means like a term of endearment. But I was like, yeah, but you're white and I'm white and...
Oh, right, he was white as well?
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, no, it's just... And I was like, I don't think...
I'm not sure, yeah.
I'm not sure you'd have many people that agree with you on that one. Right mount on the left, for reasons, and do the same on the other side, but I'll get this on. I can already tell this is going to be extremely annoying. Ah, cramp in my back. It's really bad. What a palaver. Do you want to buy a stage 4 clutch and light and flywheel for an SR20?
I've already got one.
Do you want to buy another one?
No.
So when the engine just falls out. Oh, I've just done it. I think.
Straight in?
Pretty much. I think I've just kind of accidentally fell in. Yeah. Engine's moved a bit too far forward there, but that's alright. That was weird. Don't know what I did there, it just kind of slipped and then just dropped into place. That's fucking doesn't happen very often, does it? But I'll take it. No, we need to take it back out and work out what's happened here. Oh yeah, thanks. Oh, she's in.
I am inside.
Daniel Gaddafi.
Huh?
Daniel Gaddafi. Was that Syria?
No,
Was he Syria?
that was Libya.
Ah.
He's a funny old bloke, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Had he ever had any plastic surgery? Because he looked like he'd had loads done. Just been knackering being a dictator, perhaps. I'm going to call this video done then. So, gearbox is on, with all the adapter plate and everything. This is the stock mount, but you can see how close they are to actually fitting in, so we'll make some bracket next time for that. And then I actually measured with a laser level from, and I measured from the diff flange to the gearbox flange, as where it sits now as it is, and it just so happens that it's actually the perfect angle for a prop, a custom prop, because they say it needs between 1 and 3 degrees to even out the CV joint wear. So my thinking at first was to have it as straight as possible, but apparently it's actually better to have it at a slight angle, which kind of makes sense actually. So yeah, I think I'm going to go single piece prop, because as in the other video Martin prefers them and he's got a lot more experience than me. I know a lot of people say if it's come with a 2-piece prop then stick with a 2-piece prop, but I mean the experts, the 2 people who I've spoken to who kind of have more experience with it in practical use that I personally know, I've inclined to go with their recommendations, so we'll see. Might be the wrong choice, might end up changing to a two-piece later, but hopefully a nice big strong 1-piece prop will be will do the job just fine. Thanks for helping today.
That's okay.
Should we go and have something to eat?
We should. A succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah, okay. Bye then.
Bye.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Get your hand off my penis!